What's up, guys? It's FTKComputer. Welcome back. Yes, I hope you're having a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, a wonderful winter, whatever. I am back with another episode of Tea Time. Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. If you're new here, Tea Time is just where people send in questions if they want advice about something or they want my opinion on something that they're going through or whatever, and I just give an unbiased opinion. So if you have a question that you want to submit, send it to FTKquestions@gmail, no spaces. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop into today's question. If y'all hear something going on in the background, it's my dishwasher. Sorry, had some dishes to wash. I hope it's not that loud. All right, anyway, the question reads, FTK, I wanted to get your opinion on something if you're comfortable answering my question. I recently got into an argument with a friend over our dating preferences. We are both Asian, but my friend called me racist because I only date white guys. I typically am just not interested in other races of men romantically. Now, I do know that one time my friend was turned down by a white guy at a club who said he just didn't do Asians. And I know that it really hurt his feelings. But I don't think that it's racist because you can't help what you like. Anyways, we are still friends and have moved past this argument, but I thought it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. All right, so I already know that today's question may be a bit controversial and my answer may be a bit controversial. So keep in mind, like, I don't do this to just say something that's popular and just get a bunch of applause. Like, this really is just going to be my, like all the other ones are just going to be my personal opinion, and people can feel free to agree or disagree. And as I've said, I always invite you guys to put your thoughts in the comment section and how you feel about it, what you think, you know. Yeah, just keep it cordial, keep it kosher, keep it cool. No angry stuff, but yeah, so let's get into my thoughts. So I really don't think you're gonna like my answer, friend, but I'm gonna have to give it to you straight anyway. I'm gonna just have to tell you how I feel. You know, I don't think the issue here is like you being a racist, like, oh, you think that a certain race is better than another race, or you discriminating against people of a certain race. Like, I don't think that's what this issue is, but I can't say in good faith that I don't think you're not buying into at least a racist way of thinking when it comes to choosing who you want to date or who you want to be with, or that you haven't bought into some racist stereotypes about people of other races or your own race as well. You know, one of the things I noticed in your letter is that you said that you were talking about your preferences, but to me, what you're describing about yourself is more than a preference. Like, to me, what a preference means is that you prefer one thing over something else. So, like, for instance, I prefer hamburgers over pizza. If I was at a restaurant, I'm 99% chance gonna choose a hamburger if they have, you know, the option of a hamburger. But if I look at the hamburger and the hamburger don't look that good, and then they have a pizza that looks great and juicy and delicious, I'm gonna still choose the pizza. And even though hamburgers are my preference, that it doesn't mean that I will under no circumstance eat something else. You wouldn't eat the pizza. You would only eat the sloppy hamburger. And I feel like that's more than a preference. Like, to me, a preference just means like you have this, like, this may be a little bit higher on your priority list than this, but it doesn't mean that it's like I only go this and I'm not doing that. That's more than a preference to me. That's something else. I don't know what the word for it is right now because it's early in the morning, but it's just, there's more. That's more than a preference to me. And also, I've had these kind of conversations. Most people have had these kind of conversations before, either with their friends or somebody they know. So it's not like a new conversation. It's just a bit harder for me to give like a really well thought out opinion because I don't know you personally. And so I'm just going to go based on what I've the conversations that I've had in the past when it comes to either my friends who have had this kind of mentality, or people that I've known. I've gotten in debates with people at bars, like just when I'm drunk, I get real debatey, you know. I feel like when I've had these conversations, it boils down to two things. Either one, the person is, you know, the person is giving undeserved value to an entire race of people that don't really deserve it, because there is no characteristic that all people of one race share, or they believe in stereotypes of another race or like other races of people, and they feel like, I'm not dating this race because this race does this or looks like this or has this quality. And it's like, both of those things make no effing sense. Like, they both don't really make sense when you think about it, because there is no characteristic that all people of a race share. Race is such a flimsy way to categorize people in general. You know what I mean? Let alone, like, if you're just like dumbing it down, I'm sorry for saying that, but I gotta be honest, like dumbing it down to like, oh well, I only date this race because these millions and millions of people are all have this quality that I'm looking for, and none of these billions of other people have it. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that, once again, because I don't know you, I'm only going off my past. A lot of times I feel like it has to do with self-hatred. And I say that in a way, not like saying that you absolutely hate everything about yourself, but, you know, assuming that you're Asian American, when you grow up in this country, like, I think we've all been kind of force-fed this idea that white people are the most beautiful. And sometimes it takes work to kind of unlearn that mindset, because that's what you've been told, like, and you've been shown, like, when you see movies, when you see music videos, when you see modeling advertisements, when, you know, celebrities, and like, that's like, we've been shown time and time again that the media definitely believes that white people are more beautiful than everyone else. And that's just American media. Now, we've definitely made strides. Like, we definitely have way more representation nowadays, and we see different people as beautiful, and different body types as beautiful, and different skin tones as beautiful, but we still grew up, most of us, seeing one type of beauty. Or if you are another race, the closer you were to that look, the more beautiful you are. So, you know, if you are black, if you are African American but you had lighter skin, if you had longer, curlier, silkier hair, if you had green or blue eyes, if you had, you know, more Europeanish, more European-like features, like, those are the people that I grew up with that were considered the most beautiful. And I think a lot of us still have that in our minds somewhere. And from what you said, it almost feels like for you it provides a sense of validation. It's like, I date white people because it means that I must be beautiful as well, or I must be attractive as well, I must be, you know, worthwhile as well. Because, I mean, there's no other way for me to see it, only because you're saying you only date white, like you're Asian, but you don't see the value in beauty and, you know, potential in dating an Asian guy or a black guy or a Latino guy or, you know, a Middle Eastern. Like, I just feel like, to me, it just seems like it's in your subconscious validating your worth. Okay, that's how I see it, you know. And it's just my opinion, and I don't know you, and I know that, like, this is one of those things that I feel like having a conversation works better. But I mean, and just in my experience, that's what it's usually been. Or when people will say, like, I don't date, you know, I know if you black, I know you've heard of some person, usually another black person, being like, oh, I don't date black guys, or I don't date black girls. And it's like, it's because you've assigned a stereotype to all black people, and I guarantee you there is no stereotype that fits all black people. There's no stereotype that fits all of any race of people, good or bad. You know, that's why I'm like, this logic, there's no way that you could make this make sense for me. You know, like for me, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And the only thing I think, the only way that I can think of people trying to make this make sense to them is like, oh, well, you just can't help what you like, which I think is just a very simple-minded way of tackling a very complex thing. That's how I see it, you know. So, you know, date whoever you want, but I would still say, if I do believe, if you really thought about why you feel this way, I really believe that you would see the inconsistencies in your own logic, because it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And for you out there that I know y'all already ready to attack the keys and be like, you can't help how you feel about somebody, you can't help how you like, try to think critically about it. You know what I mean? Try to think critically about it. Like, there are no features, there are no personality traits, there are no interests, likes, body types that all people of any race share. People are just too multidimensional for that. And if you are like you said, if you only date white guys, I guarantee you've applied a one-dimensional sense of value to all white people, and it don't make sense. So those are my thoughts, guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I feel like this is probably the most controversial. Hopefully it don't get more controversial than this, because I don't want to attract trolls on the internet and all this stuff. Like, yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope my opinion helped. You know, I'm sorry if it was a bit harsh, but look, I gotta tell you, I care, so I gotta give you my honest opinion. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.